Gravediggers Adam Anderson has clinched the Red Series title and earned an automatic bid to World Finals 22 in Nashville. Now the other 11 competitors look to finish the season strong and lock up their own trip to the biggest event of the year. Who will leave MetLife Stadium with the event championship trophy? The epic finale of Stadium Championship Series Red is next on Monster Jam. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, just 14 miles outside of New York City. Tonight will host the final point series round for Stadium Championship Series Red. Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Jordan alongside Zombies Bar and Moussour. Adam Anderson clinched the series championship in Foxborough, punching his ticket to World Finals. Barry, what does Adam have left to prove here tonight?
Oh, man, Adam hasn't had anything to prove for a long time. He's a multi-time champion, so I'm excited to see him just let it all hang out here tonight.
Well, let's talk about the other 11 competitors competing here who don't get the automatic bid. Obviously, you still need to finish strong, but how would you approach round 24 if you were competing?
You just want to finish on a high note. You know, this is the last big competition for a lot of these competitors before they head to Nashville for Monster Jam World Finals. So definitely finishing on a high note will give you that confidence that you need to push forward through, Monster Jam World Finals, the biggest event of the year.
One of those drivers looking to get a spot in Nashville is Soldier Fortune's Kayla Blood, and earlier we caught up with her in this UNOH pit report.
I definitely feel like this season has met my expectations coming from the Stadium Series that I was on last year and improving in the areas that I was able to improve in. And I feel like I've learned so much this year, and I'm super excited already for next year. The changes that I've made within this past year would just be mostly mentally, because I do get in my head quite often when it comes to racing. If I'm the first race out there, I'm always in my head. But if I can get past that first round of racing, I kind of calm down a little bit, gain a little bit of confidence in myself, and that carries on out throughout the show. I've had so much fun this year. I'm super thankful for where I am right now in my career, in this sport. Win or lose, I'm happy to be here, and I'm super fortunate for all of this. I would definitely say with my numbers, I have done what I needed to do to be a part of World Finals, and I want nothing more than to be a part of World Finals, especially be going to Nashville, Tennessee this year. I want to rock it out for all the Soldier Fortune fans out there, and I just want to put Soldier Fortune out on top for all of them. I know I can do it, just got to believe in ourselves.
Here are the 11 drivers Kayla will be competing against tonight. Barry, who do you like walking out with the trophy from MetLife Stadium?
I really got my eye on Tom Meents. I feel like he's got a little redemption in order from last weekend out in Foxborough, so hopefully he can come back with a vengeance.
And he's been a little inconsistent this year. He's missed multiple competitions for the first time in a long time, so a win here tonight could push some momentum to him when it comes to World Finals in Nashville. Now, as we take a look at the season point standings, as I mentioned, Adam Anderson clinched last round. He leads Camden Murphy by 49 points. Tom Meents in third, but only 6 points in front of Bryce Kenny. And a battle for 5th place between Kayla Blood and Todd Leduc is going to be very interesting to watch unfold tonight. So still has some valuable series points on the line. Positioning always a factor when it comes to the end of the season. The drivers will compete in 3 competitions: racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and freestyle. Points are awarded based on finish, with 12 going to the winner, and the driver with the most points at the end of the event is crowned the overall event champion. So going to be an exciting night here at East Rutherford, New Jersey. It's now time for Track Talk. Friday's practice, a good way for drivers to gauge the dirt, and the track yesterday with the gray lane proved absolutely dominant, as every driver who lined up in that lane won their practice race with the exception of one. Corey, why was the gray lane so much better than the other lane in practice?
I think it really just boils down to the traction. You get off the starting line. It's really important to get off to a good start. That way you can set your tone for the entire race.
And lane choice always a factor, but when you have a dominant lane like that everybody seems to be winning in, it makes it that much more crucial to get your fastest times to secure that lane choice so you can continue on in the racing bracket. So that's going to be something to watch as we play out the racing bracket. Speaking of which, let's take a look at it. Soldier Fortune, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Kraken Jester, Black Pearl El Toro Loco, Loco, and Velociraptor and Vendetta in round 1. Bakugan Dragonoid, Max D, Gravedigger, and Megalodon get the first round bye. So what do you like there in round 1?
I love the Kraken and Jester matchup. Anytime you can have a father-son line up together, me and my son Cairo have a great rivalry when we line up the RC trucks, so I'm looking forward to that race.
And we do have some breaking news here to get to that involves round 1. Cole Bernard and the Black Pearl during intros blew a motor, which at least puts him out of racing, possibly for the rest of the night. Barry, that's not something you ever want to see happen, especially in intros, and he blew a motor last round as well.
Oh man, tough break for Cole Bernard. I know that's heartbreaking, especially in introductions.
Well, let's head to the track for the first racing matchup of the night. It's Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune, Bryce Kenny, Grey Clips, Mohawk Warrior. And here we go. We are even for the inside part of that bowl. They go around twice, and then they come out. It's Bryce Kenny with the slight advantage into the deep corner.
Wow, it looked like Bryce was going to have a bigger lead than he did leaving that bowl, but it's a tight race so far. Kayla's on rails so far. Let's see who's going to get it.
Final turn, Bryce has the edge. Kayla makes a push.
Wow.
What a close finish. We're going to take a look at the original Super Glue to the action replay.
These two competitors were really on their game when it came to this race. No mistakes were made. It was just Bryce. Whoa, man, that's a photo finish.
Unbelievably close, but Bryce Kenny gets the win, and he will advance. Next up, father versus son, with Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken and Matt Pagliarulo in Jester. Nick 2-1 versus Matt this year, but the old man always has bragging rights because, you know, he put together that truck for Nick.
That's right, but Nick definitely knows his way around not only the shop, but also this racing track. He's off to an early lead here out of the bowl.
Into that corner, Matt goes really wide. Nick takes it tight, just avoiding the turning pod. This race is close. Final turn, Kraken in a nice lane there. Matt trying to play catch up. And in the end, son beats father. Our final matchup in round 1, all-team throttle monster Travis Mowry in Velociraptor up against Mike Christensen in Vendetta. Travis 4-1 versus Mike this season. And here we go, winner advances to the next round. Mike Christensen has the lead halfway through the inside part of that bowl, and Travis Mowry has caught up.
All right, let's see who maneuvers on the outside of this track the fastest. And they were pretty even so far, and they're still even.
Vendetta with a slight edge here in the corner. This is getting interesting. And Vendetta across the race ramp, and another photo finish. Travis on this near side lane looked like he caught up. Let's take a look at the replay.
I definitely need the replay to see who exactly won this race, because 2 photo finishes in this first round. It's going to be a good night of racing. Travis Mowry gets the nod there.
By an inch and an edge, Travis Mowry moving on. It'll be Bakugan Dragonoid, Grey Clips, Mohawk Warrior, Max D versus Kraken, Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, and Megalodon going up against Velociraptor. Coming up, the racing competition continues as 4 more trucks hit the track. Who will advance to the next round? Find out next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to East Rutherford, New Jersey for round 2 of racing. And our first matchup is Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid versus Bryce Kenny in Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior. This could be a final matchup in any racing competition all over the world. Camden, though, Barry, does have a 3-1 advantage versus Bryce this year.
This is a crucial matchup for Bryce, specifically because he's only 6 points behind Tom Meents in overall championship points for the season. So this is a great, crucial race for him.
And here we go in the stretch over to the race ramp. Across the chalk line, it is Bryce Kenny with the lead. Camden Murphy went high off the ramp. We'll see if he has to pay for that. Final push here for Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior. And Bryce Kenny takes the win. Let's take a look at the original Super Glue to the action replay.
Wow, I mean, Bryce was definitely on rails on that one. That was not even a close race, which I usually consider Camden Murphy one of the fastest guys in racing, and Bryce is out there with a truck length victory.
Next up in round 2, Tom Meents in Max D up against Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken. Tom, in his career, does have a racing win here at MetLife back in 2017, and he's undefeated this season against Nick Pagliarulo. We'll see if Nick can pull off the upset. Tom Meents with a truck length lead. Kraken is going slow here in the bowl.
Wow, Tom Meents' truck really rotated well outside, coming into the bowl and going out to the outside of the track. He's got a huge lead so far.
Nick made some nice gains there on the outside, but he clips the pod, and he is off the track trying to catch up. Tom Meents, though, wants nothing to do with it. Across the ramp and over the finish line. Max D moving on. Next in round 2, pulling to the line is the series champion Adam Anderson in Gravedigger up against Jamie Gardner in El Toro Loco. Adam has the most racing wins all time in MetLife Stadium with 3 in his career, trying to make it 4. And Jamie Gardner took a great lane up on the berm, but it cost him on the pod.
Wow, and Adam Anderson, he slowed down on that second approach on the inner bowl, and it paid off for him. He's got a commanding lead so far.
In the final corner we go. Gravedigger trying to close this one out. Adam Anderson slowed down again to avoid the turning pod, and he had enough room to make it happen. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger moving on.
And Jamie Gardner got all kinds of crossed up here. You can't be freestyling just yet, Jamie. It cost him a win.
Our final round 2 matchup features Velociraptor's Travis Mowry squaring off with a 2-time world champion Todd Leduc in Megalodon. Todd 500 on the year, 17-17. Travis fared much better, 26-18 on the 2023 season. Todd needs a win here if he wants to move up into that 5th spot. And he is slow and kind of almost went outside of the bowl, comes back in with Travis Mowry making him pay.
Yeah, Todd made a big mistake leaving the inner bowl, which handed a good lead to Travis Mowry. All he's got to do now is just maintain.
That is a rare mishap there from Todd Leduc. Travis Mowry, a huge win here for Velociraptor. He will move on to the semifinal round. Take a look at the original Superglue Blue to the action replay.
Yeah, Todd, I thought, got off to a good start, but he got tripped up by the berm of the inner bowl, and that killed his momentum. Handed a huge lead over to Travis.
Bryce Kenny once again with the fastest time of the night so far. He will go against Tom Meents. And in the other race, it'll be Travis Mowry getting lane choice over Adam Anderson. We'll see if those lanes start coming into play here in the semifinal round. Bryce Kenny is on fire, but will it lead to a win for Great Clips Mohawk Warrior? Find out when the semifinal round begins next on Monster Jam. We are back at MetLife Stadium. It is time for the semifinal round in racing. Our first matchup will pit Bryce Kenny and Great Clips Mohawk Warrior with lane choice up against Tom Meents and Max D. Bryce 3 racing wins on the season. Tom with 2, but Tom does have a 3-2 advantage over Bryce Kenny.
Let's see if Bryce can rise to the occasion because he's got a lot of points here at stake. I mean, he's racing the guy who's ahead of him in points, and he's doing a good job so far. Tom Meents is all over the place.
Now, Tom is trying to recover from that. He hit the pod on the inside of that bowl. Bryce Kenny goes near 2, almost clips a turning pod, but he still has the lead.
All right, let's see if he can close this race out on this final turn. It looks like Mohawk Warrior. Yes, indeed.
Bryce Kenny with too much of an advantage for Tom Meents. Take a look at the replay.
Wow, he stayed cool and calm and collected there because not only did both of them kind of make mistakes, Bryce was able to recover first.
Our final race has Travis Mowry in Velociraptor with lane choice against Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. These two have the most racing round wins on the series. What do you think of Travis's lane choice?
I think he's off to a great start in that lane. He's most comfortable over there, so let's see if he can navigate this bowl turn. It looks like he's got a little too tight, though, on that first entry.
Adam Anderson, absolute perfect execution inside the bowl. He's outside now, and he has got one heck of a race lane in front of him. And now into the final turn, Adam Anderson trying to make it to the final round here in the final round of the season for this series, and he gets it done with a big win over Travis Mowry.
Wow, looked like Adam had a flawless run there. I'd like to see the time on that one. That was a fast pass. He had 24.395. He's moving on.
The final matchup is set. It's the Gears versus the Nachos as Bryce Kenny will face his longtime friend and rival Adam Anderson. This is going to be a good one. Adam has had a lot of success in his career against Bryce Kenny. So Adam Anderson, the Red Series champion, pulls up to the lane and looking for his 6th racing win. His opponent out of Kernersville, North Carolina. Little deep stage there for Bryce Kenny as he's looking for his 4th racing win of the season. Who you got here?
Man, I really like the fact that Adam Anderson has that great momentum, but Bryce needs this race. He needs it for the points for the overall event championship to count. Let's see if he can make it happen.
Adam is 5-3 in the final round this season. Bryce 3-3, and it is Gravedigger about a tire length with the lead. And look at the drift turn there from Adam Anderson to the chalk line. But Bryce Kenny a little outside, looked like he has the lead.
Wow, I don't know where he made up that time, but Bryce is pushing towards the finish line.
A photo finish here again. Looked like Gravedigger on the far side.
Man, I gotta see this replay. It looked like Adam, he barely grazed that ramp. I don't know if that's a penalty or not. They're going to give it to Bryce.
And Bryce Kenny will get the win, so a great win for Bryce Kenny, and he's on the track with KCG.
Bryce, a huge congratulations on your 4th Monster Jam Racing win of the 2023 season. This competition, precision is key, because if you don't line up with that final jump perfectly, you'll get that 5-second penalty, and this is something that you're so good at is that precision driving out here.
Well, when the truck is right, it's easy to come out here and trust the truck and be confident in it. And Matt Del Santer, he's done such an amazing job all year long. And so to take home that racing win in the Great Cliffs Mohawk Warrior, I'm loving it.
And Bryce Kenny 11 the BKT overall point standings as well, as he sits on top with 12 points after one competition. Adam Anderson in second, Travis Mowry in third, Tom Meents in fourth, and Camden Murphy rounding out our first top 5 of the night. Up next at MetLife was a great clip skills challenge. In this competition, drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels, or they could choose to do a donut. They were judged by fans in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution. Once again, 12 points were on the line, and let's take a look back at our top 5. Coming in 5th, Jamie Gardner, El Toro Loco gets a nice popper right into a nose wheelie.
Wow, that was perfect. I haven't seen too many of those from Jamie. Nice.
Triple combo move. In 4th place, Todd Leduc in Megalodon. He hits a big-time bicycle.
This is becoming Todd's signature. He carried that bicycle for a long time.
Todd had a skills win here in 2017 as well. Coming in 3rd, Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, laying down a donut.
I love to live in the donut round 2 in the skills competition because it's unique. Not too many people attempt it. And look, it got him a 3rd place finish.
A powerful donut there from Gravedigger. Adam having a consistent night so far. 8.394 is the score. Gets up on 2 wheels, little cyclone action, and a breakdance landing. In 2nd place, Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken with an incredible combo move here.
Oh, look, Nick was able to make something out of nothing, and he's got the crowd right in the palm of his hands. They're loving that.
Yeah, Nick Pagliarulo showing some excellent control. He has excelled so much and grown so much in this competition. It's showing off for here and paying big dividends for Nick Pagliarulo. And check out the winning run from Max D's Tom Meents with a nose-wheeling moonwalk combo. What do they call that, Mark?
Oh, I like to call it the momentum moonwalk.
I like that too. That's the 2nd highest score ever recorded at MetLife Stadium in skills 9.671. The professor doing it again.
Look at the composure. He's walking the truck all the way back to where he came from, and he's got to realize that ramp is coming up. Look at that.
A reverse popper over the cars into a mohawk. He's still going, man. That 20 seconds long gone by now. But there's some smoke coming out of that truck. Could have cost him a little bit. But for Tom, his leading 6th win on this series in the skills competition. And right now, let's hear from the 14-time world champion.
Tom, a huge congratulations on a legendary skills run. The kind of awareness and skill that it took to get off of that big jump and to do those combination weight distribution moves, so impressive.
You know, the basic thing is, when you teach it every day at Monster Jam University, you better be good at it yourself. Because you're going to give your knowledge to others, you got to be the best.
That win puts Tom on top of the BKT overall point standings along with Adam Anderson. Bryce Kenny is in 3rd, just 2 points away. Nick Pagliarulo and Jamie Gardner round out the top 5 after 2 competitions. The greatest rivalry in motorsports has taken center stage at MetLife, but who will come out on top? Find out when Monster Jam continues next. You're watching round 24 of the 2023 Monster Jam season at MetLife Stadium. There's a battle at the top of the leaderboard with just 2 points separating the top 3. Bryce Kenny and Tom Meents have split the competition so far and are in a battle for 3rd in the series points. Bori, Tom now has an 8-point lead over Bryce in the series. Just how important is solidifying that 3rd spot?
It's extremely important, and Bryce was doing everything right up until the skills challenge. That 6th place finish, it hurt him, especially with the professor winning.
We do have some updates. Black Pearl will miss freestyle with that blown motor. Gravedigger had the sun gear replaced in the planetary after skills, but is good to go for freestyle. And El Toro Loco has a transmission swap in progress as well, as a new torque converter is going in. And a busy night back there in the pits. How could that play into freestyle?
You want to make sure that the Monster Jam technicians are some of the best in the world. So if they get your truck fixed, you want to make sure you do them justice and the fans justice by putting your best foot forward in freestyle.
It's a pressure cooker environment back there. There's never a dull moment in Monster Jam, whether you're on the track, in the pits, or, of course, in the broadcast booth. Well, after 2 competitions, let's catch you up on the BKT overall point standings. As we mentioned, that fight at the top between Adam Anderson, Tom Meents, and Bryce Kenny ongoing, which is something that should play out here in freestyle. Tom and Adam with 21 points each. Bryce Kenny 2 off the pace. Nick Pagliarulo 4 away, and Jamie Gardner 6 away, rounding out the top 5. Here's a nice freestyle order with Tom Meents kicking off the competition, and Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior will be 9th. Gravedigger will close it out in the 11th spot. So with 3rd place on the line tonight, as well as the event championship, what do you do, Bari, if you're Tom Meents and you come out first?
I mean, you come out swinging, you know, you definitely have to live up to that name, the professor. So he might be able to take everybody to school tonight and set the bar super high.
Now, you love that first spot, man. I've seen you pick that spot at the All-Star Challenge years ago. You're like, nah, I'm taking the lead. I'm going first. But the advantage is there just to show everybody how it's done, correct?
Correct. And you want to make sure, you know, hitting those fresh obstacles, there might be something out there that the dirt might go away after a while. So if you get a fresh obstacle, I love hitting those fresh ones.
Well, let's get to the action. Here comes the 14-time World Finals champion, Tom Meents, in Max D, celebrating 20 years of maximum destruction. But Tom has a long storied history, Bari, here at MetLife. It's his 7th start. He's won freestyle here. He's won an overall event championship here. And he actually has recorded the 2nd highest score of all time in freestyle in 2017. That was a 9.645. Can he top that tonight?
He sure can. And he got off to a great start. I mean, a signature start of mine is a slap wheelie. And Tom Meents did it. You don't see that too many times out of Tom Meents, especially with a front engine truck, but he just showed everybody he's still got that move in his repertoire.
So he goes from a series championship 1 year ago to fighting for 3rd. And I mentioned this earlier, I believe the problem hasn't necessarily been that Tom has lost the step behind the wheel. It's been the truck this year. The truck has not cooperated with him, and that is surprising because Max D usually is one of the most consistent trucks out there.
Yeah, it's, you know, we race these trucks at the top of level when it comes to motorsports. I mean, we put these trucks through the paces. So you have to remember that things are mechanical. Sometimes mechanical things fail. So he's out there rocking the house tonight here, though, in MetLife Stadium. And I can remember being at MetLife Stadium with Tom Meents on tour back in 2012. And he really took everybody to school back then, and he's still out here doing it.
Now he's going to attempt to take everybody to school here. He's making a beeline across to the far side of the track. And that means one thing. We're going to see the first backflip of the night right from that #1 spot. Tom Meents goes up, brake check, broken tie rod. And he is going to be done, but a great way to start the night. Take a look at the replay.
Yeah, that was a great timing for Tom Meents. If you're going to break, let's break with 3 seconds left. There's not much to do anymore after that. And the crowd get the first backflip of the night.
Tom Meents with a maximum run to kick us off, but will it be enough for the championship? Find out when freestyle continues next. Welcome back to round 24 in New Jersey. Earlier today, thousands of fans came to the pit party here at MetLife Stadium to meet the drivers and see the trucks up close. There is something fun for everyone to enjoy at the pit party. We'll see you there at your next Monster Jam event. Now, moments ago, Travis Mowry continued freestyle in Velociraptor. He would not land the backflip, and his score was 7.405. And then it was Kayla Blood's turn in Soldier Fortune. She would hit the pod and roll the truck, earning a 7.120. And now let's get right back into it with a former Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, Camden Murphy, in Bakugan Dragonoid.
All right, Camden has shed body panels off the Dragonoid earlier in this evening, so he's got great vision to see out of this truck. So he should probably throw caution to the wind right now. He's got nothing to lose. The pressure is off. The points championship is over. So now let's see what kind of game Camden Murphy can raise this level to be at.
Nice floater jump, straight up sky wheelie. Camden's had success here. He won freestyle 1 year ago with the highest score ever recorded in MetLife. That was a 9.700. He's going to need to get something up there to take the lead away from Tom Meents. But he's got a groove rocking here. Camden Murphy lost out on the series championship, again falling short. We have seen this time and time again in his career. So close, yet so far away. Where are you at mentally tonight if you're Camden Murphy?
Redemption is the word that comes to mind for me because he did not get to finish his last freestyle out, last time out. So here he is with the backflip.
Going up for the backflip there, lands it right hard on the back into a moonwalk. and he's got enough going. I thought maybe he could have busted the truck up, but Camden Murphy, skying Bakugan Dragonoid onto the pod, into a bicycle, sticks the landing. Great move.
Wow, that might have been some of the biggest air all season long, and the truck took it. It's still working. All four wheels are pulling. It sounds like he's in first gear, though, so maybe he lost first gear, or second gear, rather that, because it looks like he's got the high revving RPMs of the engine, which is characteristic of first gear.
Camden Murphy, still some time on the clock here. Goes on the far side berm over the cars and then lands it back again. Great look at that Bakugan Dragonoid truck. Looks like it has a mohawk right now up top there. 9.242 the score to beat from Max D, as Camden Murphy trying to find something else left in the tank. He goes right up to the pod, tries to cross thread. Not a lot of air there as he comes over the single log.
Wow, he's really throwing caution to the wind, though. I mean, he's got the aggression going on and with the throttle rhythm and throwing the rear steer in as he leaves jumps, so he's definitely out there having a good time.
Camden Murphy going to try to finish off, and time is up. Let's take a look at the original Super Glue to the action replay.
Man, this was a great backflip to moonwalk. Look how far back he was on those back tires. He realized he didn't have a lot of room, so he grabbed a first gear and a whole lot of throttle, shifted into second. Look at the air that he got to climb all the way to the Monster Jam logo on the pod.
9.526 is the score for Camden Murphy. Big time run for Bakugan Dragonoid. Up next out of Osteen, Florida is Nick Pagliarulo in Kraken. He trails Tom and Adam by 4 points for the overall event lead. And he's got to beat that 9.242 by Tom Meents to stay in the hunt. Nick Pagliarulo this year barring a tale of two different drivers. He has thrown out some of the most wow factor dominating freestyle runs we have seen this year. He has got 2 wins on the season, but he has missed 4 competitions, which is the most on the series. I've said it before, I'll say it again. He has that go big or go home style. It works for him, but at what point does the truck start having to pay for that?
Yeah, I think the truck has had to pay for it more times than not, but he's out here with the level is elevated, because did you just see what Camden Murphy did? So Nick has to have that in the back of his mind going, okay, I have to match that energy or elevate it if I want to be able to contend for the win. So he's out here doing it, and I feel like his truck is set up for big air. So he's definitely no stranger to the big air realm. Let's see if he can put together maybe a jump even bigger than Camden Murphy did.
And when you see Nick out on the track, moves
In
like
reverse.
that, in reverse, goes up over the step up, back into the center, and does it again, trying to go back once again, gets a wheelie across. When you see a driver like him run, you start to really root for him, because you know you're going to see moments like this where he goes for the transfer, and he is one of the most charismatic young superstars in Monster Jam, and he is tearing it up right now here at East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Just to go from move to move like that is tougher than you think. The transition, the peace of mind to be able to hit the brakes when he did. Now he's lined up for the backflip.
Comes in slow, accelerates, hits the throttle, lands hard on the right, and he is still going. That Kraken truck now locked up on the front left. We'll see how much he's got left in it.
Oh, looks like he's got some bench shocks as well. He's got a lot of drivetrain issues going. Great finish to that run, though. Love the reverse move here.
Just sends it right up, and then he goes for a wheelie again. Here's the backflip, goes right up slow, accelerates, and then right here just busts the back end of that truck with the shocks as well. But a great run for Nick Pagliarulo. Camden Murphy's looking for his 3rd freestyle win of the season. Will he get it? Find out when freestyle continues next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey for round 24 with Stadium Championship Series Red. During the break, freestyle continued with Todd, Leduc, and Megalodon. Gets the backflip, but then he would roll after clipping the pod, and he would get a score of 7.476. Next out on the track, representing Team Tomfoolery, it's Matt Pagliarulo in Jester. We saw Nick just close out the season with a phenomenal run. Can we see Matt do the same?
We can. He's off to a really fast start. You can even see the rear steer relief valve actually kick on him. That's what caused the rear steer to kick out like that. But he's regained control. Let's see if Matt can get one of these cool transfers from the outside of the track all the way to the pod.
With it being the last event here, last points event, you might see some of these independent drivers be more willing, I should say, to put these trucks into their trailers in pieces.
Yes, because you know you're going to have a little bit of time before your next Monster Jam event to put the truck back together. Oh, and he might need some parts after that jump. He cased the rear housing on that, the dirt there, and that can not spell good times for the suspension at all. Uh-oh, what do we got here?
He's trying to do an Austin Powers Park job here right in between the containers. He is out, and now he's got some momentum. He is running this thing across over to the cars. Nice sky wheelie attempt, gets the air slap wheelie combo. That is your score to beat, 9.526 from Camden Murphy in Bakugan Dragonoid. Second stick away here from Matt Pagliarulo, running the team out of Osteen, Florida, Team Tomfoolery. Now you have Matt, you have Nick. His son Mike made his Monster Jam debut earlier this year as well. He's got his daughter Brooke as well as Mama Pags. The whole family can just drive this thing into the ground.
It's definitely a family affair when you come and talk about tomfoolery motorsports. It looks like Matt is lining up for the backflip as well.
We're gonna see some backflips here tonight, and Matt goes up. Tie rods crunched, container pushed back, and that is it for Jester.
Maybe pave the way for some more competitors.
Speaking of more competitors, out of Fortville, Indiana, it's Jamie Garner in El Toro Loco. He trails Tom and Adam by 6, so still a slim chance here to win the event for Jamie Garner, but anything short of taking the freestyle lead would eliminate him from competition.
Looks like Jamie's going big right now. El Toro Loco sounds good, like he's making a whole lot of horsepower. He hits the rear steer midair to get that truck to twist as soon as it hits the ground for an even quicker turn.
The second appearance at MetLife Stadium for Jamie Garner. He was here in 2018 in Overboard. How would you assess Jamie's season in El Toro Loco as a part of this team?
I think Jamie's had a great season with El Toro Loco. I think he's gotten a new personality found. He's able to hit that smoke button, and the crowd really gets behind you. I remember my rookie year in El Toro Loco, 2011, and you could definitely see the fan interaction with the El Toro Loco smoke, and he's living up to the name of the truck for sure, the Crazy Bull.
Jamie definitely drives a little crazy, and we love seeing that here in Monster Jam. Tries to get a slap wheelie, tries for a popper as he clips the back two wheels up onto the pod. Now over the far side of the step up, back down again. He's got a full track in front of him as he tries to get some momentum here at Freestyle.
Hey, he's got great momentum so far. The truck looks like it's still working great for him. I still need that wow factor, though, out of Jamie. It looks like he might be, thought he was navigating his way over to the outside of the track, which, you know, you set up for the backflip out there. So he's definitely going to have to hit it if he has any chance at some point of gaining the #1 score.
Comes now back over here to the jammer onto the pod. Again, clipping the back two wheels up, able to get a nose wheelie out of it on the landing. And now Jamie Garner on the backflip side here as he tries to line up. He edges Jester just with that back tire. We'll see if that costs him. He goes up with El Toro Loco. It does not. Nice landing there for the Crazy Bull, and Jamie Garner still with some time left. Let's see what he's got here, and El Toro Loco skies it up right over the far side of that berm.
Nice, he opted to go on the outside of the pad, so it's definitely a higher jump with a further landing, and he ends it out there with a donut, smoky donut. Great backflip here as picture perfect. I mean, textbook on the landing, and I thought he was really gonna send it after that.
I love that you said smoky donut. I don't think I've ever had one of those before. Next up, Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior. He trails by 2 points, so he definitely needs to take the freestyle lead here and get some help from Adam Anderson to win the event championship.
Yes, he does, and Tom Meents still has a really good score in this freestyle competition, so Bryce is gonna have to bring it, and he's definitely up to the challenge. I love the fact that Bryce has this no-quit attitude, and he wants to win every time he hits the track.
I think Bryce has had a great season, maybe the best season of his career. I think he's been the most consistent so far, especially in racing. We have seen him really step up his game, and we've all been waiting because he has that drag racer background. He has that Guinness World Record. Everybody kind of put that pressure on him, Bari, as far as supposedly, allegedly being this fast driver, and this year he has lived up to that hype and really elevated his game on the racetrack.
Yeah, it's great to see a Monster Jam driver progress over the years, and Bryce Kenny has definitely done that this year. Probably, like you said, more so than any year. He's gotten great at combo moves like this, being able to regain your composure in the middle of a crazy Monster Jam freestyle. He's still out here putting these combination moves together.
And I think if Bryce does get invited to World Finals, he could be a dark horse candidate to win the racing competition as we see some huge air, lands it on all four, nice bounce.
It looks like the truck is working great. Shout out to his technician, Matt, for always keeping this truck seemingly ready to go.
And right up the backflip ramp, a little far off to the right, but he still makes it work for him. I think if we'd have hit reverse there, he may have had a moonwalk, but he's got some room here. And here goes Bryce Kenny, skying it over MetLife Stadium, right on the pad, right on the landing across the berm.
Wow, that air off of that ramp is reminiscent of Camden Murphy earlier. That'd be interesting to see who went higher on that jump. Man, he's going for broke now. Caution is out the window.
Matt may be telling him on the radio to throw it into the ground. We saw that. There's some donut action for you. Another smoky donut here in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Wow, I know Bryce is very happy with that. Let's see what the scores bring, though.
And the Super Glue glued to the action replay. Nose wheelie here to get a great technical move in.
9.102, that's definitely deserving. Maybe on the little low side if you ask me, because that jump right here was epic. Look how much air is under that truck.
Definitely the biggest air of the night. Maybe a little underwhelming for the score here from the fans at MetLife Stadium. Here's your current leaderboard. Camden Murphy has the lead. Tom Meents in second. Jamie Gardner third. Bryce Kenny and Nick Pagliarulo rounding out the top 5. 2 more trucks remain in freestyle before we crown the event champion. Who's going to get the win? Find out next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to Stadium Championship Series Red. Let's take one more look at our current BKT overall point standings coming into freestyle. Tom Meents and Adam Anderson at the top, Bryce Kenny in third, Nick Pagliarulo in fourth, Jamie Gardner in fifth. And we still have more freestyle coming up. And out next, representing Team Throttle Monster in Ogden, Utah, it's Mike Christensen in Vendetta.
The Vendetta truck is always looking great. I love the fact that he's got this red chassis and he's got the red LEDs glowing. It's different from any truck here out on the circuit. And let's see if he can make it work here in freestyle tonight.
Look at his track across the stadium field here. It looks a little beat down, and there's a great sky wheelie from Mike Christensen. But when you talk about tattered tracks and that dirt just being impacted from 2 competitions, now almost 3 of these 12,000-pound trucks, this track just looks beat to heck, man.
Yeah, and that's what is typical. I mean, 12 trucks going out here and just wreaking havoc on this dirt. Anymore, and there'd probably be nothing left, Scott. I mean, 12,000-pound trucks with 1,500 horsepower and lots of heavy right foots, that'll get the job done.
This is the first appearance from Mike Christensen at MetLife Stadium. As he rides for Team Throttle Monster, he and his brother Paul Jensen have built an empire out there in Ogden in their garage. And now coming up over the near side, right on the far side berm, he goes over it and then into a wheelie combo. So Mike now doing a little action with the wheels there, turning him to the right, crab walking across the track.
Man, I love the slap wheelie he throws into his freestyles. That's one of my favorite maneuvers on the track, and he just did a great one just there.
A lot of time left here from Mike Christensen. We've seen a lot of backflips tonight and a lot of successful ones. We will see if Mike gets one. He did land a great backflip when he won freestyle in Houston. And ending the season with a second win would really go a long way to establishing Mike as a powerhouse here in freestyle throughout the 2023 season.
It's definitely tough to be able to come out and match the energy that, we saw with Bryce with the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, who just skied that truck out right before Mike Christensen goes. And wow, what a great backflip from Mike Christensen. I was gonna say, now he's got the same ramp in front of him. How hard is he gonna hit it, Scott?
And he skies it again, so backflip to transfer off again, lands on the left, bicycles it, wheelies it, a quadruple combo move, body parts shredded off that Vendetta truck, and that is gonna do it. Take a look at the original Super Glue glued to the action replay.
I love it. Mike Christensen had the presence of mind to know, okay, I gotta hit this ramp just as hard as Bryce. The truck is flying high. I love the fact that he tried to match that energy.
Our final competitor is the series champion and 5-time World Finals champion, Adam Anderson. And he needs to score higher than a 9.242 to win the event. Otherwise, Tom Meents will be the round 24 champion.
Adam's got the equipment to be able to do just that. I mean, here comes a great slap wheelie. I love it where you can see them set up for certain moves like that. Precision. I mean, he's got a Guinness World Record for the longest slap wheelie in the Gravedigger. So he's just showing you a little bit of that talent right here tonight.
He has 9 freestyle wins on the season, which is tops on the series. And he is trying to close it out with number 10. You got to ride a lot of momentum going into World Finals. Adam Anderson right now with a great combo on the catch. Nice shift and gets it right back down. But a lot of momentum. Bari, when you look at drivers on this series, I think it's going to be tough to beat Adam Anderson anywhere in any competition in Nashville.
Yes, and he's already hit that big jump, and he's still got a whole lot of time left to play with on the freestyle clock. So he's done everything that his competitors have done before him already. So let's see if he can even turn it up even more. As you see, he's the first one to hit that car stack cross-threaded like that, almost like a 90-degree angle.
Chaos mode there, and he goes up again gingerly.
Love it.
Taps the back two BKT tires across that jammer, gets it right down. That is a beautiful move.
Anytime you can put the word gingerly into a Monster Jam freestyle,
And beautiful.
you know you're doing it good, because, I mean, there's so many words to describe this, and Adam Anderson is right here on the ragged edge.
And you hear that throttle stepping up. That is that Gravedigger ragged edge style. That is chaos mode. I know you like to say throwing caution to the wind. Adam doing them all right now. 9.526 is the score to beat to win freestyle. He doesn't have to do that to win the event. 8-pack backflip out of nowhere. Corkscrews it. And he's going to try to get the save, but just too far on the hood. And what a way to finish off the competition. Check out the replay.
Wow, it looked like that 8-pack backflip definitely twisted the Gravedigger around. Great wow factor, though.
Here's our freestyle top 5. Camden Murphy gets his 3rd freestyle win of the season. Gravedigger 2nd, Max D 3rd, Toro Loco 4th, and Grey Clips Mohawk Warrior finishes in 5th. So Camden will get 12 points with the win. As we look at our final BKT overall point standings for the night, Adam Anderson by 1 point as another trophy with his series-leading 10th overall win of the season. Tom Meents in 2nd, Bryce Kenny 3rd, Jamie Gardner in 4th, and Nick Pagliarulo finishes in 5th. Right now, let's hear from our round 24 champion, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger.
We did clinch it last week in Foxborough, but it didn't matter. We wanted to come out on top, and that's just what we did. We got the overall event championship. We kind of were a little hit or miss in racing. We did go to the finals, but Bryce Kenny knocked us out. Skills, we laid down another crazy donut. Freestyle, it didn't matter. We laid it all on the line. We came in 2nd, I'll take it, but we got the overall. So, you know, we've carried the momentum throughout the season. We've been on top for over half of the season. I can only hope to carry that right into Nashville, into the World Finals, and we're going to knock it out of the park. I want another World Championship. It's been way too long.
Adam Anderson puts an exclamation point on an unforgettable 18th season. Barry of the series champions, who do you think poses the biggest threat to Adam at World Finals?
Whew, man, there's going to be a lot of competitors. Weston Anderson comes to mind, his brother, of course, reigning racing champion Brandon Vincent, Tristan England, of course, Tyler Meninga. He's on my tour all year, so it's going to be tough.
And it's been fun having you back in the booth. I feel like this was the reunion that Monster Jam fans didn't know they needed, but they absolutely needed.
Yes, man. Hopefully we can continue to do this. It's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait for the next one.
I look forward to seeing you on the track. That's it for Stadium Championship Series Red. We will see you at Nissan Stadium for the biggest event of the year at World Finals 22 in Nashville. For Barry Musauer, I'm Scott Jordan. We'll see you next time on Monster Jam.